I stood on our front porch, watching a furious woman thrust her phone in my dad's face, yelling, "He's hacking the network! He locked me out!" My dad. Frank calmly sipped his coffee and said, "Ma'am, I'm the sheriff. Nancy Miller had called 911 on the county sheriff for changing his own Wi-Fi password. You'd think that'd be the end. But no. It was just the prelude. This wasn't a movie. It was what happens when a Nancy-style wannabe HOA tyrant picks a fight in the wrong neighborhood. Oh. And I'm Ethan. The guy who's private while she tapped to water her garden illegally. My response, I flushed her system with sewage. That was just the start. I'm 23, fresh from college, back in my quiet hometown, to help Frank ease into retirement. He'd been sheriff for 40 years, never lost a case. A local legend folks either admired or feared, often both. He could shoot the wings off a fly at 50 yards, then lecture it on trespassing after retiring. He craved peace fishing and coffee that lasted 6 months until Nancy moved across the street. She wasn't just annoying. She was a full-blown menace, clipboard obsessed with an ego that could power a small regime. Her intro: "I'll keep an eye on things. Not nice to meet you." Within weeks, she birthed a fake HOA, despite no legal basis. Printed bylaws, violation slips, and a 3D printed gold bag. B naming herself president. Her first fine, our mailbox leaned offensively. "We're on a gravel road. Our aesthetic is rust and deer feeders." Frank chuckled, fixed it and let it slide. Nancy saw that as a dare. It kicked off with the internet. Frank and I set up our own high-speed fiber when I moved back, perfect for my remote job and his old westerns. Nancy insisted everyone use her sketchy community Wi-Fi from her garage. We declined politely, repeatedly. She claimed our signal messed with hers next day. Her kid, assuming it's hers, asked for our password for the community net. I said, "This is private." He sued off an hour later. Nancy stormed over, demanding it for emergency access. Frank blinked. "You don't live here, ma'am." She took it as war. We changed our password. Frank renamed it Nancy. Stay out for laughs. She lost it. Cue the porch scene. Nancy, screeching about cyber attacks, waving her phone like evidence. Frank in slippers with his world's okayest sheriff mug. She dialed 911, a man's tampering with critical infrastructure. The dispatcher sent a unit protocol deputy. Ryan, Frank's old trainee, pulled up, saw the chaos, and burst out laughing. Nancy thrust her phone at him. He said, "Ma'am, you know who that is? A tech criminal?" "No. Retired Sheriff Walker." She froze, babbling about HOA supremacy. "Ryan, there is no HOA." She accused him of shielding a rogue agent demanding arrests. Ryan leaned on his cruiser. "Should I cuff myself?" I thought she'd retreat. Nope. Nancy evolved days later. She unleashed petty chaos, fake citations for porch lights, notes on bandwidth equity. Then I noticed our well pump running over time. I dug literally and found a hose tapped into our backflow buried under with chips leading to NY's yard. She'd stolen water for her petunias, I could have yelled. But Frank's a strategist. We rigged a tank of non-toxic stench, heavy gray water to the auxiliary line with a plumber pal. Next time she turned it on, she got a sewage blast. Harmless but rank. She shrieked, "Raccoons 3 streets over." Woke up, the hose vanished overnight. I figured she'd quit. Then a handwritten note appeared on our porch. "You brought this on yourselves," underlined. Thrice Frank sipped his coffee, time to show her what law and order means. It was war. I didn't expect escalation beyond sewage, but Nancy thrived on drama. It fueled her weeks, turned into a suburban thriller, her as the clipboard-wielding villain. It started small, sticky notes about grass on the communal gravel road, fake violation notices for landscaping standards. "We've got pines and dirt." Frank filed them in NY's greatest hits, simmering quietly. I was less patient, especially when she tagged our fence with aggressive dog alert. Our 14-year-old lab buddy spooks at butterflies. She'd seen him bark at a squirrel. Then she claimed our wind chime. A Christmas gift was a network tower disrupting her cameras, which faced our yard and windows. I rang her. "Belle, turn those cameras, or I'll report voyeurism." She slammed the door. I grinned. She'd gone nuclear elsewhere, stacking a fake HOA board with drama-hungry neighbors, community compliance officers with laminated badges. They met in her HOA command center, a repainted shed. Weekly emergency meetings, birth rules, no private internet, mandatory HOA colors, future fence bans. Frank stayed cool, collecting evidence, citations, flyers, recordings. I fumed. He nodded both a case and a book. A handwritten letter arrived further. Non-compliance will result in escalated enforcement. A threat. Frank called the county for an audit. No legal HOA existed. Just NY's Fantasy 6 violations hit in a week. Light's internet mailbox placement. My car is suspicious. Frank called in Tom, a code enforcement buddy, who found NY's illegal extensions cameras funded by fake tech fees and her community Wi-Fi, a password-locked hotspot in her attic, paid by Who Cash. Frank filed a court injunction to halt her HOA and requested all her complaints, neighbors fined or confused, rallied with his proof. Nancy posted an emergency meeting notice, mandatory, hinting legal action against us. Frank smiled, time to end her HOA dream. Sunday at her headquarters, the Shed. Frank wore his old uniform shirt, not to brag, just to remind Nancy arrived late. Sunglasses on, folder in hand with 4 reluctant cronies. She ranted about problematic residents, U.S. listing offenses, Wi-Fi, hostile signage. Nancy, stay out, aggressive water usage, the hose she pushed, fines and inspections. Frank stood holding a paper, county investigation results. No legal HOA, no bylaws, just a scam with real money. He detailed her $22,000, plus in unaccounted fee, cameras, flyers, Shed neighbors, demanded answers. Where's my $50 for sidewalks? My vest money? Nancy flailed. Emergency powers, dog lies, cyber stalking. I added her community. Wi-Fi is locked in her attic. Your tech fees at work. Oh. And she tapped our... Well, I flashed a video. She screamed, coup. Frank, call the state police, bring cuffs for you. She fled, muttering about lawsuits. A for sale sign popped up. But Miss Chun, a sharp ex-librarian, asked Frank, what now, real leadership? He grinned. I'm retired, perfect. She said a petition arrived, dozen-plus signatures asking Frank to lead a legit HOA. He stared, tempted to fix NY's mess. Then a new neighbor flattened NY's mailbox, moving in, asking Frank about rules. We saw curtains twitch. Nancy wasn't gone. Boxes SAT, but no listing appeared. Her car stayed. Lights flickered nightly. She was plotting. A week later, our mailbox was emptied. Bills, packages gone. Cameras caught a hoodie figure at 5 a.m. Neon pink socks, NY's patrol gear. Mr. Lopez's new paint job got red. Dye splattered. Another neighbor faced a fake water violation report. Frank handed evidence, video sabotage, to the new HOA attorney for a restraining order, and pushed a sheriff's audit of NY's reign at a packed community center meeting. Grievances poured out, fines for daisies, birdhouses barking. Nancy entered, all black, silent. Frank raised a folder. Every fake dollar violation complaint sent to the county and AG. She left, eyes locked, with his realizing her act was over. The county issued a cease and assist, dissolved her HOA, and sued for $4,700. Plus, in illicit funds, she had 30 days or jail. Loaned her house, listed bare, desperate. She vanished in 2 weeks, dumping sand on her lawn. As a final spite, neighbors bloomed flowers, replaced her garden. Wi-Fi became Justice Network password. Good riddance. Frank advised the new HOA, lightly preferring peace. I moved nearby, visiting Sundays. Frank on the porch, buddy snoozing. New mug, sheriff of suburbia. A white SUV rolled in across the street, plate frame, proud. HOA president, I asked. Round 2. Frank smiled. Let them try. Nancy was gone. Her chaos buried, but vigilance lingered. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with family and friends. Thank you.